thought I would win against Anthony, but here I am with a broken jaw, learning the hard way. I'll heal, and I'll be back.
That's a bad idea. That's a bad idea.
Jake Paul collapsed on December 19th, and Dana White was ruthlessly validated after the shocking Anthony Joshua showdown when a single explosive punch in round 6 exposed the brutal divide between influencer promotion and authentic heavyweight dominance. Miami delivered humiliation, consequences, and the precise moment Jake Paul, this manufactured boxing legend, finally shattered forever for global audiences. One moment, the packed Miami arena thundered with noise. The next, total silence fell. Anthony Joshua unleashed a crushing 6th-round right hand, dropping Jake Paul and instantly draining the energy, emotion, and oxygen from the entire building inside.
Bro, he got hit with a bomb, a right-hand bomb.
The cameras captured the instant reality snapped. This was not a mistake. Not luck, not a punch he could laugh off later. Moments earlier, Jake Paul strutted confidently, shoulders relaxed, absorbing hype and spotlight. Moments later, medics crowded him, his jaw broken, his bout over, his storyline erased. That violent swing is why this scene hit viewers so deeply. This wasn't merely defeat. It marked the collapse of a meticulously guarded illusion built for viral fame.
Look, that guy did great. For someone who's been boxing for like less than a decade, he has had no real professional opponents other than Tommy Fury.
Let me be clear, Jake Paul did not accidentally reach this spotlight. His boxing journey was engineered with precision, move by move. Opponents were carefully chosen, weight limits strategically controlled. He sidestepped elite killers early, targeting recognizable names with minimal risk. Older veterans, smaller men, even non-boxing athletes. The strategy delivered results. 12 victories, 7 knockouts. Massive audiences believed the hype. Media fueled it. Influencers monetized it. Doubters were labeled jealous, bitter, irrelevant. Online globally.
Boxing is not a game. Fighting is not something you pick up and mess around with, right? If you're a fighter, if you're a boxer, if you're a mixed martial artist, right, you have to take this seriously and you have to respect the game.
That system only works when every variable stays controlled. Jake always competed on his rules: size advantages, weight limits, selective opponents. For years, those details hid behind viral highlights, confidence, and marketing. The real threat was never one fighter. It was believing hype could travel beyond protected conditions into elite heavyweight reality. Anthony Joshua shattered that illusion. This wasn't a gimmick or crossover spectacle. Joshua arrived as a proven heavyweight, 26 knockouts, real stakes. From round 1, the gap screamed. Jake wasn't boxing, he was surviving. Clinching, wrestling, stalling. Speed, timing, and power overwhelmed him. The conclusion was unavoidable. Joshua stayed composed throughout. He never rushed exchanges or chased cheap, viral headlines. He waited patiently. By round 5, warning shots landed hard. Jake hit the canvas, then fell again, each knockdown draining confidence. Round 6 lacked drama. It felt inevitable. One flawless right hand, timed perfectly, placed precisely, letting pure gravity finish the story. Global payday spectacle. When Jake failed to rise, the numbers painted a savage reality. His first knockout defeat, second loss overall, reshaping the narrative fast. The record shifts to 12 victories, 2 defeats. Across the ring, Joshua collected win 29, knockout 26 like routine business. Jake exited with shattered jaw, surgery, hospital recovery, liquid meals. Judges can be argued, verdicts debated endlessly, but fractured bones ignore spin, hype, and excuses that damage silences narratives, thumbnails, algorithms, profits, opinions forever.
That's a bad idea. That's a bad idea. But let me tell you what, A lot of people watch that one.
Will you watch it?
Sure. You know what everybody's tuning in for on that one. I think everybody's going to get what they've finally been waiting for.
That is where Dana White steps into the narrative, not as a hype promoter or loud analyst, but as the executive who predicted this ending before gloves touched. Dana never hid his stance. He said it openly. He labeled the matchup a mistake. He warned Jake was entering elite danger he could not read. Back then, fans mocked him, calling him jealous, outdated, threatened by influencer boxing. Then the knockout landed. Dana stayed silent. No speech, no victory lap, just a knowing smile. It proved this was never personal drama, only an inevitable, calculated outcome unfolding online.
Fight for a second. It happened in the 6th round, and it happened in a 22-foot ring. A typical ring is 20 foot. This one was 22 foot because he wanted a bigger room to operate, a bigger space, a bigger ring, somewhere to...
And that reality cuts deepest for Jake Paul. This wasn't unlucky timing or a fluke result. This fight didn't merely reveal a skill difference. It revealed an education gap. Boxing isn't a video game you upgrade with confidence, clout, or viral branding. It ignores subscribers, headlines, and hype cycles. It only rewards what happens when two fighters collide and one has spent decades refining elite-level violence, discipline, and instincts. Jake Paul discovered that truth the painful way, and millions of viewers learned it with him in real time, worldwide, live online.
He did get tired, and there was a lot of clinching, but the clinching was from Jake Paul, from him shooting, from him actually getting double underhooks, from him doing anything he could when Anthony Joshua moved forward to stop the punches being thrown.
The fight didn't end when the referee stopped it. The real damage came later, adrenaline gone, reality hitting with X-rays, hospital beds, and surgeons who don't care about followers. Broken jaw, surgery. Not a clip for a vlog your body punishing your ego overnight. The trash talk vanished, tweets slowed, and the confident narrator went silent. Wired jaw, meals through a straw. It changes your mindset fast. This wasn't a black eye. It was proof. Fight a real heavyweight. And consequences don't pause for cameras. Bravado is flashy in press conferences, miserable in a hospital gown.
Right, this is a crazy shout. He lost because he was smaller. He lost because of the size difference. He also lost because he had no business being in there with him. Anthony Joshua is by far a better boxer. Of course he is. You know this. Watch it. Every one of you watching this knows that.
The contrast hit hard. Hours ago, Jake was confident, smiling, soaking up the spotlight. Now, he's surrounded by doctors explaining recovery timelines. Fans can laugh at a decision or meme a knockdown, but broken bones and surgery aren't entertainment, they're consequences. That's boxing's accountability. Meanwhile, Dana White wasn't surprised. He'd warned about this fight long before the gloves touched, calling it a bad idea. He said Jake wasn't ready. Critics dismissed him as salty, anti-influencer boxing, or jealous of Jake's fame. Reality proved Dana right, highlighting the high stakes behind the spectacle.
And Jake Paul couldn't do anything to him. He made a ton of money, and I know people are mad you stayed home on a Saturday night, but you didn't pay for it.
The punch landed, and Dana didn't celebrate. No rant, no victory tour, just a calm, knowing smile. That subtle smirk said more than any headline could. Dana didn't need to shout, "I told you so." The footage did it for him. Years of debate over Jake Paul's legitimacy suddenly felt like foresight, not hate. This wasn't Dana defeating Jake, it was reality proving his point in vivid detail. Influencer hype collided with real boxing, and Dana's quiet understanding made it sting. He's seen real fighters enough to know when confidence outpaces skill, and the results are inevitable.
Just box someone your own size, not a 35er, not a super heavyweight, not a two-time world champion, okay, or a gold medalist at the Olympics. Fight a cruiserweight.
This is where Jake Paul's mental unraveling begins, because physical recovery is just one piece. Psychologically, it's far harder. After the fight, he admitted to wobbling. Anthony Joshua insisted he won rounds. Denial is human, yes, but his body betrayed him: the sluggish walk, the vacant stare, the soft tone replacing his usual edge. Every movement, every word signaled a subtle, undeniable shift in his mindset.
It wasn't the best performance. It wasn't the best. The end goal was to get Jake Paul, pin him down, and hurt him. That has been the request leading up, and that was on my mind. It took a bit longer than expected, but the right hand finally found a destination. Now, Jake Paul, he's done really well tonight. I want to give him his props. He got up time and time again.
Jake Paul's first knockout shattered more than his record. It fractured his ego. Losing a decision is argument. A knockout is final. The risks became real. The sport became combat, not content. Logan Paul felt it too. Control slipped. Chaos uncontained. No edits, no spin, just physics and consequences. The spectacle became personal. Fans, promoters, even brothers faced the question, how far is too far? This wasn't entertainment. It was a reality check at heavyweight speed. Jake didn't just lose a fight. He lost the illusion that rules bend forever, and every step forward now carries weight.
I need to give this guy a systematic breakdown. I know what type of fighter he is, and I said I'm going to take his soul, and I said I'm going to see it leaving his body round after round, and when the time comes, some people are just there to get knocked out. And I said it, and that's exactly what happened.
This fight shattered the myth of safe crossover boxing. Influencers were warned, play on the edges, not in the deep end. Jake Paul ignored it. Anthony Joshua made sure the lesson landed. This wasn't hype versus hype, it was hype meeting its limits. Overnight, promoters panicked, fighters hesitated, and fans stopped laughing. A single knockout froze the crossover combat sports scene. Jake's record is permanent. First KO loss. No rematch leverage. Sponsors scrutinize, opponents think twice. Credibility costs more. Reality, not followers. Rules boxing. Joshua didn't just win, he enforced boundaries. Influence doesn't buy immunity. Gravity did.